repress them totally. But his peaceful new survival soon was shot to hell upon arrival. Of course goes schoolmarm, the sweet Penelope. She has captured Fred's affection, but he's scared he'll get a huge rejection. Can't bear to tell her just what he used to be. Pharkas, Freddy Pharkas. Frontier pharmacist, bourgeoisie, Freddy Pharkas, Freddy Pharkas. Hairless, earless, and free.
There we go. All right.
Of course, I'm not gonna roll on your feet. I'm still eating.
There we go. Okay.
I'm almost done eating. I just need to drink.
We got 2 hours to finish this game.
Hey, knock off the sound effects already! What's that rotten smell? Oh no, it can't be. You recognize that smell from your old days as a lawman. More dangerous than Jesse James. Meaner than Johnny Ringo. Deadlier than William Money. More fun at cocktail parties than Rooster Cogburn. It's the legendary Lever Brothers.
Yep, it's us, handsome silver-eared stranger.
And we're here to put you 6 feet under.
Under what? Your fervent prayer is that your few minutes of target practice with Srini will be sufficient preparation for odds like this.
I could outgun the Magnificent Seven. They all died! They weren't that great of gunners, were they?
What happens if you pick, let's face it, I'm a wuss?
I don't know. Not gonna pick that.
With his refurbished shooting skills, Freddy was able to blast the Lever Brothers to smithereens. Now, with those varmints out of the way, Freddy figured that was the end of the story, that somehow the Lever Brothers was responsible for everything that had been going on in town. But Freddy was wrong. The Lever Brothers had been hired for the task of getting rid of Freddy by whomever had hired the cowhands, and whomever was in cahoots with Sheriff Shift and P.H. Balance. And no sooner had Freddy's guns stopped smoking than he heard a familiar twang and a few chords of someone's theme music.
What was that? Could it be? No. What would he be doing way out here in the middle of nowhere? You haven't heard that chord in years, and yet here it is again. Strangely recognizable after all this time. In your heart you know it must be him. And yet... How did he find you? Will he be fooled by your disguise? Does he still eat paste?
Got shot Freddy's ear off.
Kid, I want you out of town by sundown.
Well, sure, stranger. I'll be riding out of town well before sundown, leaving your sorry carcass for the buzzards to pick apart.
Will not.
Will too.
Not.
Two.
N.
E.
I refuse to play this juvenile word game with you.
I refuse to play this juvenile word game with you.
What are you doing now? Repeating everything I say?
What are you doing now? Repeating everything I say?
So that's why they call you Kenny the Kid. Because you're nothing but an immature little child, an anal retentive case of arrested development, with an unresolved edible complex and probably codependent to boot. You were a punk when I faced you back in St. Louis, and you're still a punk. Say your prayers, outlaw.
Say your prayers, outlaw.
Now cut that out.
St. Louis? I didn't know anybody with a silver ear in St. Louis, yet somehow you seem vaguely familiar.
Maybe we'll have time to compare yearbook photos. In hell!
Whoa. Oh, that's
Well, you may have knocked the gun out of my hand, hero, but you couldn't stop me from hitting you anyway. Sorry I got a mite sloppy when I pierced your ear. Looks like you'll bleed to death in a few seconds. Guess now I can tell Penelope that you won't be interfering with her plans anymore.
Penelope?
What did he say? Your head's swimming, but you're sure he said Penelope. Could it be her? Could she be the cause of all this?
Girlfriend.
You weakly pull the neckerchief from around your neck. You place your lucky neckerchief on your ear and press on it to staunch the flow of blood. With your last remaining ounce of strength, you pull yourself up and stumble off towards the schoolhouse to see Penelope.
Penelope. Penelope the sweet. Penelope, my beloved. Penelope the traitor.
Freddy dragged his bleeding self over to the schoolhouse. The anger and hurt was just ripping at his gut like a swarm of botflies on roadkill. Only worse, 'cause Freddy, unlike roadkill, was still alive. The schoolhouse door was unlocked for once, and Freddy walked right on in. When Freddy stepped inside, Penelope was standing at the desk, packing in a hurry. She didn't even notice him come in. Gazing at her like that, Freddy saw her for the conniving snake in the grass she really was. All the bitter hurt and betrayal and rage was too much for Freddy to hold down. It churned around inside of him and finally welled up, bubbling to the surface in a furious storm of outrage.
Hey, Penelope, what gives?
Oh, why it's you, the silver handsome-eared stranger.
handsome silver-eared stranger, you mean?
Oh, right. I thought Kenny had taken care of you.
Are you kidding? He did just the opposite. He hurt me. Just look at my ear.
Why, you poor man. You poor, brave cowboy. You're wounded. Here, allow me to tear a strip off my undergarment.
Penelope slowly moved her hands up to her bodice and began to carefully unbutton it, one button at a time, staring straight into Freddy's eyes.
You know, ever since I saw you capture that big, bad gambler at the saloon, I've been thinking about you. Thinking about how I wanted you.
She slowly slipped her hands under the fabric.
Could this be my Penelope? Is it hot in here? Or is it just me? And what's with all this echo?
Thinking about how I needed you.
And before Freddy knew it, Penelope yanked a derringer from her bosom and aimed it at him.
Dead, that is. Drop him, gunslinger! Now! When I say
Well, you gots to admit the
Crap.
I forgot to say the
Well, there wasn't any time to.
That's right. It just doesn't.
It crashed.
The look tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Shall I take care of our plates while you bring it back up?
Sure. Yep, I'll make it again over here.
With his refurbished shooting skills, Freddy was able to blast the Lever brothers to smithereens. Now, with those varmints out of the way, Freddy figured that was the end of the story. That somehow, but
What was that? Could it be? No. What would he... How did he...
Somebody doesn't even give you a chance to do.
And as the
Well, you.
Oh, we need to do the handkerchief thing.
No.
could it be?
He shot
No.
me. I didn't.
What would he? How?
Oh,
Hey, I refuse. What do you say?
No.
Say
Me?
well. Score.
You weak.
you don't have pharmacy, actually. She's dead.
Score.
You place your lucky with your lap.
Penelope.
Credit.
Oh, crashed again.
Wow.
Man, I'm having bad luck tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
Is that on a desk or did you download it already?
No, I own this game. It's box right up there. It's on CD, but no, no, it'll hang. And since I own the box, I can showcase it.
Score.
You place your lucky neckerchief on with your lap.
Freddy.
When Freddy stepped inside, Penelope was standing at the desk, packing in a hurry. She didn't even notice him come in. Gazing at her like that, Freddy saw her for the conniving snake in the grass she really was. All the bitter.
Hey, Penelope.
Oh,
Penelope,
you know,
she and
dead that is.
That just doesn't. That just. You resignedly unbuckle your holsters, letting your gun slip to the floor. Penelope appears to relax a little, but her finger is still on the trigger of the Derringer. Looks like she might shoot at any moment.
Score.
You grab the slate and whip it around just in the nick of time. As you bend down to pick up your gun belt, Penelope hurls the Derringer straight at your head.
Darkness only got one shot, right?
So it can do damage.
Before I kill you, Mr. Gunslinging Stranger Hero type, let's just find out who you really are behind that silver ear. Freddy, you?
Yes, it's me.
No. Yes, it is I.
Boy, you can take the wicked, villainous, hoodwinking, double-crossing, lying slut out of the school teacher, but you can't take the school teacher out of the wicked, villainous, hoodwinking, double-crossing, lying slut. Why, Penelope? Why? Why on earth have you done all this?
Oh, I may as well tell you, you little runt. You know too much for me to let you live. Oh, all right, here goes. I had just finished my education back in western Pennsylvania at the local Meadville Normal School when I saw a small ad on the school bulletin board seeking teachers for a, quote, lovely little village way out west nestled high in the Sierra Nevada mountains. I wrote a letter of inquiry and was offered the position by the Course Gold Board of Education. They even sent me stagecoach fare. Soon after my arrival, which you saw in the prologue, I believe. Am I boring you? Oh, good. I noticed the oily swamp behind the schoolhouse. Being a good Pennsylvania oil country girl, I grasped immediately that Course Gold was literally oozing money. But I could never afford to buy mineral rights on the meager pittance they pay a single, unwed female teacher, so I made a little arrangement with Mr. Balance. He foreclosed whichever mortgages he could, and convinced Sheriff Shift to shut down everyone else. Balance would get the land and buildings for a song and give me the mineral rights I wanted, as long as I gave him what he wanted.
But Penelope, you seem to be such a sweet, innocent young woman. How could you be such a sleazebag?
Well, it had to be me, Freddy, don't you see? It's always the person you least suspect.
Well, I didn't suspect Srini. Couldn't it have been him?
Well, it's a little late for that now.
Wait! I really didn't suspect me.
Well, if it's you, then I'm doing the town a favor by disposing of you, aren't I? Oh, kill me.
Penelope eyes the lantern sitting on the newel post.
Oops! How clumsy of me! Oh well, Course Gold won't be needing a schoolhouse anyway.
What? The ground. You scooch the chair closer. Score! The ground. Smart thing. Score! You manage to slice into the ropes with the sharpened silver ear.
Justice will be done, madam.
Damn, I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time packing those student folders. I shall allow you to choose the manner of your demise.
Say what?
Oopsie. Sorry, you took too long to decide.
Penelope grabs one of the swords off the Civil War display above the blackboard.
I wonder, did I forget to mention downstairs that Meadville Normal had the nation's first female fencing team? On guard.
Oh my god, I'm going to die.
Yep, Freddy met his death.
Well,
Just
Damn.
say what?
Oops.
Penelope.
Yep, Freddy met his death at the tip of a sword. Too bad, 'cause he'd gotten so close to saving Course Gold from falling into Penelope.
fuck?
Yep, Freddy met his death at the tip of...
It does not appear that the sword fighting is working properly. Because
Justice
nothing I do
will
seems
be
to do
done,
anything. He just
madam.
waggles the sword up and down.
Say,
Penelope.
So I've got to find out what the hell is going on with the controls here. tell me jack squat. Great. So I'm screwed because I have no idea how to do this.
Oh,
It won't swing down.
Yep, Freddy met his death at the tip of a sword.
Wonderful when
Too
the controls
bad,
work
'cause
for
he'd
shit.
gotten so close.
This is where point-and-click adventure games
Just-
fail.
Penelope,
When the controls don't work for dick. And you have nothing you can do.
curses! You foiled me!
It's not a foil, it's a saber. A foil is straight and has two sharp edges, unless it's the smaller French foil, which is dull and is used chiefly for thrusting. A saber, like this one, is curved and has one sharp edge. As a teacher and a member of the fencing team, you of all people should have known that.
Oh no. Foiled, defeated, and corrected. Now I really feel bad.
And thank God for my high school intramural sports program. Otherwise, I'd be fettuccine Alfredo by now.
Score! Hey, it's you! I recognize you now from the old neighborhood. Freddy something.
Good to see you again, Kenny. I hope I didn't hurt your hand out there in the street.
Whoa, that was you out there? I didn't recognize you. Have you done something with your hair?